Okay, so now we got we still cannot get the metadata. It says still a read file, but it's okay. We do not have to document the layers. Alright, so now we're going to rearrange the order for our layers. So we will put the file in front of the police, and in the contents pane, we're going to click the NYC police group layer, and then on the appearance, we will do is that under effects, effects is right here. We will do the transparency. It's from 1 to 100. Drag the transparency back to 0. This is an alternative to swipe that is not available in a large group. If transparency is set to 100%, it will be at 100% in the layer package, and the feature won't show up when the package is added to the new map until transparency is reduced. So we can just drag it slowly there. So it doesn't show up that much. Perfect. Okay. And collapse with groups with 1 line each. So we're going to expand later. And now we're going to create and add a layer package. A layer package is a portable file with data and symbolization for all layers in a group, or for a single layer that you can share or upload to ArcGIS Online. In addition to creating layer packages, we will create and share individual layers as layer packages. So in the contents pane, we're going to right-click on New York Police and click Share as layer package. So, New York Police share as layer package. And now we make sure selections or type as shown, saving the layer package to chapter tutorial. So save package as a file, and then location, and it already put a chapter 2. I double check. I don't want to save in my document. And where is my share my computer? It's a little annoying. I don't want to save it there. So it's in my C drive. Where's my desktop? Alright. Python users, Kathy. And where's my desktop? Okay, now desktop. Perfect, I find it. This container is empty. What's going on? That's weird. I don't want to save it. Alright, so now everything is typed in for me, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna analyze it, but not gonna save it. Alright, analyze it. So okay, and analyze and then package it. Wait for a moment, and we will have it insert a new map, and then we can add those layers there. Okay, I'm not gonna do that, so because I cannot find my folder, and this is a little crazy. Okay, to sum up, for map outputs for GIS projects, and we're going to close everything out. Okay, yes, I can save it. That's fine. Okay, and then I'm going back here. Chapter 3. We're gonna go to chapter 3 and the first one, but we're going to wrap up a little bit. So we didn't learn everything from the tutorial, but we went over some little colors and fonts, how to change it, and use unextracted points to show quantitative differences, and do not use industry-specific points as a smaller scale or when there are numerous features. So there were a lot of math theory. I don't want to go too much theories here. So, and color, not gonna go over color. So, okay, map design. Yeah, we did that. And core path map, unique value. We all demonstrate everything. Now we will go to chapter 3. So for chapter 3, go back to tutorial and book data. It's right here. Let me go to chapter 3. Da-da-da. For chapter 3, the map outputs will start with the interactive map, so that we will have been creating and using ArcGIS Pro in previous sessions. And those maps are fine for everybody and all people needs personality, but what about others who need spatial information like your end users? So for ArcGIS Pro, right now we're going to focus on providing maps that others can access, even users who may have no GIS knowledge or software. In addition to accessibility, we're going to introduce GIS outputs, so we will do maps and non-maps elements to enable map reading and interpretation. So we consider the problem addressing here for college students about to get their undergraduate degrees from fine arts programs. They love their particular field of art, but it is difficult to find good paying jobs in fine arts, or in some cases, any jobs at all. Oh my god. They're willing to relocate to a new city if they can find their dream jobs. So jobs is difficult. Anyway, so suppose that a national organization for promoting fine arts education wants you to complete a GIS project, namely to build a tool for arts students that lets them explore employment possibilities. The tool is an interactive map that displays the number of employees and average incomes in the arts field by state and city in the United States. The tool also addresses the complex but essential issue of cost of living. For example, is a $60,000 a year job in New York City better financially than a $30,000 a year job in Columbus, Ohio? After cost of living is factored in. If not, the cost of living in New York City is more than twice that of Columbus, assuming that all income is spent on living expenses. Wow. Yep. Life is difficult. Suppose further you have already collected the data and have a map built in ArcGIS Pro. So how can you get the results into the hands of arts students across the United States and around the world? So that's how, before ArcGIS Online and apps, that's how I like this book. It talk about interesting things, story maps, but we might not have a story map. Anyway, now there are good answers with a range of old and new options available depending on your map audience's needs. So in general, share maps from a GIS project. The map outputs must be accessible and readable, and they also tell a story. So the first one is be accessible. Let's see if they talk about here accessible. How lay maps, story maps is right here. Accessible. That's right here. Make your map available in hard copy documents or email electronics or links like story map here or from an app. Each form of output is valuable for different circumstances. A lay audience may be best served with static maps, images printed in a document or on a presentation slide. That form of output does not require an audience to learn how to navigate an interactive map, and the author controls the desired message with maps designed to share information. More sophisticated users might want to explore spatial information on their own, focusing on items and areas of interest to them and unpredictable by in an interactive app. So be readable, include titles, legend, scale, and other elements that allow direct interpretation of maps. So these elements called map surrounds are essential. So we tell a story Tell a story, explain as needed the context, sources, and quality of data, problem addressed, map solution, analysis, and limitations of the solution. GIS projects include stories that have one or more maps at the center, but the projects also may need text, data, tables, charts, images, and hyperlinks. So one solution to publish map is ArcGIS Online and make them publicly available in an app such as Explorer for ArcGIS. Then anyone can search for and interactively use your map, or you can send anyone the URLs of the maps. That solution takes care of most accessibility and readability issues, and you already know how to publish maps online. Another option is to create map layouts that include one or more maps and surrounds for interpretation. Then we can export a layout as an image file, for example, JPEG, and paste the file in a Microsoft Word document, report on a PowerPoint slide in a presentation. And we can embed a layout in a web page to cover all three issues noted earlier, albeit with static maps. We will learn how to create a layout in right here. So a third option is to use one or more maps, so we can publish in ArcGIS Online in a story map. Esri story maps include many apps that not only have one or more interactive maps, but also allow you to include map surrounds, text images, hyperlinks, and other materials. Story maps require little or no knowledge of website hosting, publishing, or underlying web programming. So now we're going to include two additional supporting topics for to use GIS outputs. The first topic is visibility range, which enhances interactive map output for complex or detailed maps. The basic idea of visibility ranges is simple. When zoomed far out or at full extent at small scales, we can automatically have a major map layers turned on, but detail layers turned off. Then when we zoom in to large scales, we have detail layers turned on when you need to see them. So the second topic focuses on creating tables and charts. Microsoft Excel to use story maps. So the later tutorials is optional for those who do not have a Microsoft Excel skills, want to make professional tables and charts, and then save them as screen captures to be used as resources in building story map content. And now we're going to go over a little right here. So like additional items, text, images, tables, charts, and videos, workflow, that there is a lot we could do for the story map. It's very interesting. And previously we did use a lot of GIS Online, but we will try to put everything back into GIS Online. It will be very interesting how to integrating the desktop and into the map server to the ArcGIS Online. Okay, now we will back to layouts. So we will build out a map with layout with two maps. Once we learn the skill, we can build any kind of layout. So with one, two, or several maps plus other elements. So the purpose of the layout we will build next is to provide state level information on the location of jobs in the arts field and average annual wages. So the layout we will build doesn't have a layout title at the top, such as maps showing arts employment 2015. The reason, so we open it here. So the reason is because this layout, like most of we will product, is destined to be used as a figure, in a report, a slide in a presentation, or an image in a website. The layout title is better created in a word processor as a figure caption in a representation packages as a slide title or on a web page. So now we're going to we're going to the full exam view, and the second map is right here, arts unemployment. Oh my god, a lot of people employment. Wow. Big city, of course, you have a lot more. So now we're going to create a new layout. So a layout starts as a blank canvas to which we can add one or more maps, surrounds, and the other elements we choose. In design, although it is possible to add images of tables